of the afternoon, last but not least, of course. The talk is made by Filippo Buzzetti, that will talk about sounds of insects, in particular of Orthopterans. He is an expert in Orthopterans, and so he will talk about the sounds from some species. So, Filippo, if you're ready.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, okay. Yes, it's okay.
Perfect. So I will share my screen, and thank you, Gianni, for you introducing me. I will speak tonight about two crickets, two insects that were thought to be extinct. It is a very sad story, the chemical history of the last 60 years in northern Italy, and also in some other parts of Italy. Can you see my presentation? Yes.
Yes.
First one is Zeuneriana marmorata. It was thought to be extinct because it was described in the 19th century. But after there were many spreadings by pesticides during the 20th century. And these pesticides affected negatively the habitat of the species. And furthermore, there was a habitat reduction of the species, so that this was known for the northern Adriatic coast of Italy and Slovenia, and then was thought extinct because of disappearing. It was not found anymore in the wild. After that, few scattered populations have been found in the last 20, 30 years. Few populations in the coasts of Friuli, Venezia Giulia, North Adriatic Italy, and one inland population in Slovenia. This instigated further investigations, so some other isolated subpopulations were found. I use the term subpopulations because I use the IUCN terminology. So we consider subpopulations those populations that are isolated, and so that is very unlikely that is some genetic crossing between these populations. We have started yearly survey to check the status of these subpopulations, and we found some in these wet habitats that are on the edge of the rivers and of the sea, in lagoons. Here you can see a very various environment with many habitats, and particularly this species, Zeuneriana marmorata, lives in the wet marshes, in the wet grasses that you see on the middle and on the right of the picture. We have checked the abundance of individuals for each known populations, and we found that the pattern in these 3 last years is not so general, is not uniform. We have 3 populations that are increasing in number of individuals. The others are a rather different set of individual numbers. Last year, we found the first Italian inland population that you see on the left of the picture. It was found by chance in the Parco del Mincio along a river in wet habitat. We have started this week the surveys on this population that seem very wide. It covers the almost the entire surface of the park and lives in all the wet habitats. Here you can see the wet habitats in Parco del Mincio. There should be a video that apparently, okay. This is a male singing, and what you hear is the chorus, but the male that you are seeing, that you are watching, is not singing. You are hearing other males. Nevertheless, this is the song, the sound of these fields, wet fields along the Mincio River. I have started a comparison between the song, the calling song of the Zeuneriana marmorata males from Friuli, the known populations, and the song of this new population. It appears rather similar. Of course, further investigations and recordings are needed, but we can see generally the same pattern. You can see the echem is quite similar. There are maybe some parts that are lacking in the Mincio population, this one on the right of the picture. And also we had to be to take careful about this comparison, because the recordings on Friuli populations, subpopulations, have been made with ultrasound microphone. Instead, the population from Mincio Park, the newly discovered subpopulation, have been made with a phone, a cell phone. So it is only a sound recording. However, that was a species that was listed as endangered by IUCN, appears to be more distributed, more present than thought before. This allowed us to write a paper that will be presented in a couple of weeks in the first International Electronic Conference on Entomology, with all the updated data on this species, Zeuneriana marmorata. What are the next steps? Of course, we need an acoustic comparison of all the known populations, because we need to compare the calling sounds of this species to see if there are any differences. Next week we will do a translocation of individuals from one subpopulation, the Caneo subpopulation, to lizard. These are very near. The subpopulation of Caneo is increasing in individuals in the last 3 years. Instead, the lizard population is decreasing in individuals. So we try to help this lizard subpopulation to still existing. Last step is enhancing public awareness. We will build information panels. We will build fences to defend, to try to protect the areas from car entrance, from people, and also we will organize a workshop at the end of the summer to inform public and institution. Next species is Uromenus annae. This is a very handsome cricket. It was thought to be extinct. IUCN listed in the red list of Orthoptera, of European Orthoptera, as near threatened, but among specialists was considered extinct because no individuals were found after the description and the early decades of the 20th century. This map shows the known distribution until 2016. And then in 2018, we had a communication by a friend, an ornithologist, that collected for us two handsome crickets that were a male and a female of Uromenus annae. This allowed us to rear in the lab a couple. You can see on the bottom of the page the picture of the only known specimens that are preserved in the Fontana collection presently at the Museum of Rovereto, and two living specimens, the pair that arrived in 2018 from Sardinia. These were one male and one female that as soon they were together in the same cage, they mated. And here you can see the spermatophore, the nuptial gift of the male attached to the female. Here is the published paper. I will move this because we'll show you later. This is the published paper with the song description of this Uromenus annae. We published the sound that was recorded with Ultramic, an ultrasound microphone. Maybe I am able to show you the it is disappeared the recording. Oh, no problem. This is the sound of Uromenus annae. For the first time, we heard this calling song, and we compared with other species of Uromenus that are present in Italy. You can see in the first row from the top, you have Uromenus annae, then other species of the genus present in Sardinia, Uromenus brevicollis insularis, and in other part of Italy. Well, we can say that the song of Uromenus annae is completely different from other congeneric species. I can suggest you to check the journal Zootaxa, because in the very hour before my talk, it was published a revision of the acoustic signals of the genus Uromenus. However, the song is completely different from the other species. This is the habitat. You can see that the habitat is very various. The specimens were found in open areas, in open habitat, but also on the borders of woods, where this species probably lives on shrubs, on bushes. And these maps show that from 2018, many new findings were noticed of this species, not only by specialists, but mostly by citizens that were aware of these species being searched by specialists. So this allowed us to gather more data until the last years. So this also updated situation is published for the first International Electronic Conference of Entomology on the 1st of July, and we are planning to search for genetic analysis on this species for a genetic comparison with congeneric species. We are breeding in captivity some individuals to understand its ecology, and also we are trying to rear it in the nature, in the field. Also here we enhance public awareness with information panels and workshop that will be organized at the end of the year. And we are planning also for automated acoustic recording that will be held in the locality where this species appears to be more abundant. Well, I thank you for your attention. This is all. I hope you enjoyed this talk in the happy hour time that we are now in Italy. And thank you very much. If you have any question. Thank you.
Grazie Filippo.
Thank you. Grazie Gianni.
Okay, any question? So, Almo.
Yes, excuse me. It's not my field, but my question is how the song has been useful for locating species, or the sound has been recorded after the location, the observation of the species?
Okay, the song was useful for the first species, Zeuneriana marmorata, because you have these fields with many individuals choosing at the same time, so you can easily go in search for individuals. Instead, for Uromenus annae, the second species, we have never recorded the sound in the nature. We have been able to record it only in the lab because we only have the one male collected, alive male. So think that last summer we were in 3 specialists in the field without finding any individuals. When we decided to leave after midnight, we found in just 200 meters along a road 6 females crossing the road. So this is very strange. We don't know where this species exactly lives, where it feeds, what is its mating behavior. We don't know nothing almost. Only the song, the male calling song, and so.
Thank you.
So that's it.
No other questions? Maybe Klaus has something to ask? Klaus Riede?
Hi, Klaus.
Hello, yeah. I'm trying to get my video on. Here I am. Yes, I think that's a great example of the importance and description of the work of the entomologists, how difficult it is to get the singular voices of, and what I just thought is, imagine if you have a soundscape recorder somewhere in the area where the species occurs. So from there on, it would be interesting to listen into the sound recordings, into the soundscapes, and maybe you can discover the song by analyzing the soundscapes.
Yes.
And another, yeah.
Yeah, this is what we will do this summer, because we get the chance to receive 2 automated sound recorder that will be placed in this locality where Uromenus annae seems to be more abundant.
Yeah.
We will start this year.
Yeah. I'm working with the audio moths at the moment, which are covering the ultrasound, and it's really great to detect Orthoptera. Around my house in Uruguay, I have several recordings of Orthoptera I've never found. I still have some songs where I couldn't identify the specimen because they are so cryptic. They are so cryptic.
Yes, yes.
Especially if they are singing at night, I think acoustics is the only way to detect them efficiently. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and this is why it's important a connection between taxonomy and ecology and acoustic researchers, because describing the sound of this rare species, you know what you can look for in a soundscape. And
Exactly.
I think this is something nice, because it hugely spread the range of investigation and of understanding the natural environment.
Yeah. Yeah. I will tell something of my ideas tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So maybe then we can continue.
I will be here listening.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Klaus. Thank you.
Okay, I thank you all the participants, all the speakers, and all the people asking something to increase the quality of the conference and the exchange of ideas and proposals and plans for the future and so on. So I think it was a very successful afternoon, and I